comments or broadcast is live. Okay. So am I able to post on Twitch or do I need that open? Hi, it's Sarah Trice. This is the Capture the Flag talk. I'm going to be getting some input from you. I guess I can do it from here. Let me copy this. I basically want to know 3 things. Seals or pandas, attack, mid, or defense, and then symmetrical or asymmetrical. Basically, I'm going to use this for audience input example at the end. So we'll see how that goes. I guess I could leave it in the channel watch party too. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let me look at comment, or well, I don't see any comments, but that's okay. Let me get to, sorry, I'm new at this. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. So I'm also, I have an outline of how I'm going to do the capture, or how this is going to work. I guess I'll leave that in Twitter as well. My handle is Card Game Design 1. So that will be in the, actually, let me put this up here. I'm just getting started and it's all new and it's like, sign. Okay, so there's that. But let me put, okay, so the outline and audience input. Oh, it didn't, shoot. It didn't like break the stuff out. Okay, I tried, it didn't work. I mean, it kind of worked. It's a big box of text and I didn't want it to be a box of text. Okay. Okay, so Seals defense symmetrical. Okay, I'm gonna add that to my little note thing. Well, actually, I need to come back to that, but okay. Okay, I'm okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at the comments as they come in, but I need to kind of like focus on. Okay, so right now I'm gonna just have to jump into. Thanks, SoundPub. Talking about, yeah, notes are, my notes are over here, and then I have drinks on either side if I get thirsty. So I got this. So right now we're in the intro. Well, throughout the talk, we're going to be in the what did I call it? Audience input section, and then right now I'm going to start in on like Capture the Flag definition overview, and then going to my experience with the game, and then I'll hopefully it will be like 30 minutes in. I'll like launch into the example of what we kind of like the audience input and that sort of thing. And then the last thing is my ending point, if you call it that, or audience comments. I'll like talk more with like the comments that are going on, or it might just be a free space, or it might just be I got bingo. People can, I'm hoping some people will just call free space or bingo or whatever at the end. But right now we are more in the definition, overview, and variants. So Capture the Flag is it's a game I really enjoy. But besides that, the definition, so there's two sides, or generally two sides in any Capture the Flag game. You're split off into teams. Sometimes there's a flag. Sometimes I've seen used like soccer balls, or in middle school, we had like a little monkey that would sit on this like cone, and there would be cones on the other side. But the goal of the game is to get the other team's flag to your side first, so that you have two flags. It's not really that hard, but you can play it in all age range, and it's like it's not like some might call it tag, some might call it more like flag football. Like there can be a lot of strategy to it, depending on which variant you're playing. So I'm gonna run through like the variants that I know. So there's with a flag. So with a flag, you either sometimes you have it on the ground, sometimes you're hiding it. So that can be asymmetrical in a way. But sometimes it's very straightforward. Like you have the same sides, and you have like little cones around the whole thing. Sometimes you use like a soccer ball on like a little cone, and it's just sitting there. Sometimes sometimes you do it a different way, and I guess I'm kind of merging my topics, or my points, because I'm talking about the Capture the Flag overview now, but my next point is talking about my experience with the game. But these are interconnected things, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm talking about both of them. So there's also Capture the Flag in the dark. So in college, like we would use the entire like college campus for the most part. Like we would cut off some areas, but for the most part, we would say the college campus, and then we would have different locations be our different bases and stuff like that. So that can be like really fun, like either with flashlights or just in the dark and going by the lights that are provided on campus. With COVID, that might not be as, I don't know how that would be nowadays. But let's talk more about variants. So my first introduction to Capture the Flag would have been my summer after fifth grade. I attended a sports camp at a local YMCA, and yeah, it was sports throughout the week. So we did like basically basketball, baseball, kickball, all those. But then we also focused in on doing games, and Capture the Flag was one of them. So we played on a tennis court with one of the nets down, and that was fun. But I really took to Four Corners Capture the Flag. Yes, Capture the Flag, but for teams. That was one of my best or most favorite childhood game sports experiences. So I was one of the oldest ones at the sports camp. I think I was 11. I think there was someone who was 12, and then there was another 11-year-old and a 10-year-old. And how the team got divided, we got 3 people on our team. There was, I think the other teams, like some had 4, some had 3 3 like us, or maybe we were the only ones with 3. But anyways, I guarded the flag. There was another kid who was 8 years old. He guarded our jail, and then Joey, this 10-year-old who was like he was the favorite of the camp. He was the one attacking and going to the different areas to collect these soccer balls. So you basically have like, I guess it was like a half-court gym, basically, maybe a little bit bigger. It looked like there was some weights and like dance studio type stuff in there and mirrors, but for the most part, it was like this small half-court gym, and we split it off in like a grid and played four corners catch the flag. That was fun. Well, me going on 6th grade, I just had my growth spurt, so I was pretty tall and I had long arms. So, yeah, I was pretty good at defense. So we were playing that and just learning different dynamics of, I mean, like I didn't discover Risk until college, but playing that was probably like my first big experience of having multiple teams and multiple people coming at you and learning that. Oh, physical layout. Okay. So let's see what else. So we're talking about definitions overview. My experience with the game has, I mean, like I said, I started somewhere after 5th grade, 6th grade and 7th grade. Well, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. My gym teacher did capture the flag, and I was, for the first time ever, really, I was picked first. It was, yeah, picked first. Like, wow. Because, I mean, I am a little athletic, but not, like, I'm not the one you pick first. Like, you pick the guys first, obviously. But I'm the one who would volunteer to guard the flag. So that's a big role. Not everyone goes out of their way to guard the flag. When you guard the flag, I mean, it's kind of like in soccer being the goalie. You are basically, if the other team's good enough or tries, like, you will get action. I mean, what's wrong with having some sort of action or something going? If you're going for the flag the whole time, or if you are designated to go to jail, like you are basically, I mean, you might get some attention, or you might just be guarding these people the whole time with no one coming. I've played games where my whole team gets pretty much tagged out to the other side, and I'm left guarding the flag, and there's like 5 people on me. I mean, can't really do too much. I think in the end, I eventually let someone get by me, but for the most part, I mean, as long as I have a team that can go to the flag and come back, like, I'm set. Like, you need the right balance of attack and defense. Mid can sometimes be like someone who like either guards the flag or someone who fills in as needed. Like sometimes we need more attack power if they have like a stronger defense, or if their team's like really heavy on attack, like having defense. But this comes more into play with my video game experience with the game. So I have played Cube 2 Sauerbraten at least 7 years. That's probably the most dedicated time I've spent on it. Let's see. Do you feel it's better to have a star player or an overall good team? That is more... a team is better. You can have a star player, but like if the team just has all attack, and like in real life, if you're playing with one person who have an all-star team member, they can be great. But if you don't have the defense on your side, like someone can slip by and get your flag. I mean, it really depends on how the map itself is laid out. Like if there's like a neutral space, like sometimes there will be your side, the neutral side, and then you'll have like the enemy's side. So then you can have people like being mixed in with like people crossing the middle side, and sometimes, okay, does the flag get dropped? Like if you tag the person, does the flag get dropped there, or does it respawn back at the cone or at the base? There's a lot of variation with that. Having a good team definitely helps like dynamics. So let's see. I was starting to talk about Sauerbraten. So Sauerbraten Cube 2 has a capture the flag game modes. They have, as well as you can design your own maps in that game too. So they have like a whole map function. But so the game has been around since 2004. It has, let's see, I think the most recent update was this past fall, I want to say. Like they've been updating it a bit more, or new maps and stuff like that. I've mainly played Justice Edition and a little bit more of Collect Edition, I guess now, but I don't recall what the new edition, but that doesn't matter for this. So in the game, you have two teams, red and blue, or you can design different colors with that. But anyways, there's two maps, or they've, well, not two maps, they've two sides, and I know a good majority of the maps you play for 10 minutes and you're trying to get up to 10 flags. So capture flag becomes a whole different system when you have multiple opportunities to get a flag or in multiple turns. So there's a lot more strategy involved. I mean, yes, it's a first-person shooter game, so it's one shot to kill, and then there's like all these respawn points. I think there's like 4 respawn points per side or something that you'll alternate through. But yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved with, well, do you have a good team, or do they work together, or is it like everyone's going for the flag? If like in chat, are they saying more defense? Like there would be called for more defense, or there would be times where we have a lot of defense, and then a mid player might have to step up and be the main like attacking player, which a mid is a mid for a reason. Like sometimes I've been a mid. Like I can attack the flag, like if I know the map well enough, but I can't always score over and over for a team, or like I'm not the star player. Like you do need a star player some of the time, like at the end of the day. But then again, having a good team, having the good defense to like make sure like your flag doesn't get stolen so many times is important. So, and I'm saying too much. I'm sorry. Let me look at my notes. We covered that. But in the video game setting, knowing the map's important. So I was looking at the time and I was like freaking out for one moment because it said 48, and in my mind I thought for one moment that I saw it at 1, not 1:30, and I was like, I only have 15 minutes left. What? No, so no, I'm fine. I still have time. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. So knowing a map is important because, well, in the game, yes, there will be like in Sauerbraten, there's a map in the corner, but you can't always rely on that, like navigating through the game. Or Sauerbraten Cube 2 is similar to Quake or Unreal Tournament, if you know those. But other than that, I don't want to make the talk all about that. And people who are here for area control, like I am focusing more in capture flag, so I'm sorry. Because my area control experience has been more like Risk, Game of Thrones 2nd Edition board game, Battles of Westeros, I guess, had some area control. that too many miniatures. Sorry, Westeros is crazy. Access and Allies, like the big like war type games. Not so much. Like I did like a quick board game Google search of area control games, and I'm like, I haven't played these. I'm sorry. I'm just don't know as much about those. But I've played like with like multiple variations of Risk and stuff like that. So that's that experience. Um, okay, so I was talking about maps. So knowing your maps, like symmetrical, if it's a small map, that devolves into camping. Like it's just a lot of people will sit there and depending on how the map's laid out, there will be a lot of camping and the experience kind of like people who enjoy camping and enjoy like being the shooter or zooming in or just having the one location that they just snipe people, they like that experience. But for the rest of the gameplay, for everyone else who kind of wants to play the game out for 10 minutes, not always the best experience. Asymmetrical games, the problem there is, let's see, generally, like I've seen asymmetrical small games, like they're just too clustered a lot of the time. Like you will have a lot of running around and it just isn't always that exciting, or it's too close. Like a medium-sized asymmetrical map has been it's been good, but there's generally one side that is slightly stronger than the other because of the map orientation. So I'm thinking of two maps in particular that I've played. Like for an asymmetrical build, you generally you need someone on mid to sort of guard this one area and pay attention to it, because if left unchecked, the other team is going to use that spot to rack up flag and to get a lot of flags. So then it becomes difficulty of the terrain. Like one map, you have to do this successful like double jump. I mean, people who do the double jumps regularly, yeah, they can go through it and do it with ease. For me, someone who struggles with the double jump to no end, it's just like, yeah, I can't stop that person with the flag. I mean, I can aim and shoot, but can't always. I mean, the navigation is a bit crazy. So thinking about how to navigate maps and how that works and how to help. I wish I could name in games. I can. Well, okay. In my heyday, like, or when I was good, I had 40 to 66% accuracy. Like I was that dedicated. But nowadays it's 30 and below. So I'm not that good anymore. Or a bit rusty. But okay, so I was talking about maps. But I guess one thing I was thinking about, kind of related, kind of unrelated, like elimination style games and board games. I was thinking about, okay, well, what if we had, instead of elimination, what if we had spawn points? Okay, then it becomes you don't necessarily eliminate this player because they'll spawn in an area you don't necessarily want them to respawn at. Because I know there's a certain amount of people that don't really like being eliminated in games. For me, it depends on the game, but Diplomacy comes to mind. My first time playing Diplomacy, I got out within the first, 30 minutes to an hour. My friend was like, yeah, I was going to leave you alive, but then you did something I didn't expect you to do. So I was like, yeah, I'll get rid of you. It's like, okay, thanks. And then they played for 5 hours and yeah. So Diplomacy, not one of my favorite games, but I have tried it since then, and I definitely have some ideas on how to change it. But anyways, I think we're getting close to going into like the example, which I don't know if we got too many people who. Let's see, we also got one that says seals attack symmetrical. Yeah, it looks like we didn't really get too many people to do the for my example thing, but that's okay. So we have right now at least 2 seals attack and 1 panda that wants to attack. We're gonna need more people on each side for that. I mean, while attacking is fun, you still need people on defense to guard the flag. Since we're doing like a symmetrical map, so here's like my little map. Yay. I haven't put the flag in because I wasn't sure if we were doing symmetrical or asymmetrical, but so far we've gotten all symmetrical responses. So let's put in a little flag right there, and then a little flag right there. It's kind of, I think, yeah. I mean, the one flag might be further in, but depending on how you guard it, if you're having, like, if it's a video game setting, like being on defense, I just guard my one side of the base. But if we're playing in real life, I'm going to be standing up, and I'm going to be waving my arms back and forth. But over it, I mean, it's probably going to be like waving it. Well, it's probably waving over like a wider area, like in real life, but it's not always fun. I mean, it is for me. It's fun, but for other people, I kind of feel bad for the teams that who don't have a player on like a team. Like if you're on the team and the majority of you just want to attack the whole time, like there's always going to be one player, and it could boil down to like a group of players, or it could be like, hey, you be the one who guards the flag this time, or it could be popularity or stuff like that. Like it can boil down to different things, and I really don't necessarily like that dynamic. So just having things that people like playing is important. So anyways, back to the example. So right now we just have teams that are all attack, no defense, no mid. I mean, it can work. I mean, like sometimes it can work, and depending on how the game's, like if there's respawn points by the flag, which in a game, yeah, there's a lot like that. But generally, right now it will boil down to numbers. Right now we only have 2 seals and 1 panda. So generally in this small game, we would have the 2 seals would probably be able to get the flag. I mean, the 1 panda might just guard the flag the whole time, and if the panda's really good, could potentially take out the team. So if it's in real life, you just take out the team and then you go for the flag. So I mean, it could work out, but it's not necessarily not necessarily going to be that effective. So since we talked about the symmetrical example, we're now going to focus on, well, since we didn't get like like I've played games where there's like 14 people on each side. Like I've played the big games, so I mean, I guess it's not that big. Like they've bigger games, but I was kind of hoping for like at least like I don't know 8 people. So I guess I'll do that, but for like an asymmetrical example, or I don't know. I mean, I do know capture flag, or I feel like I know capture flag. Okay, so let's have 1 attack seal, 2 attack seal, and 1 attack panda. Okay. Let's do, so there's seals, panda. So I'm making another bottom half. I'm changing, originally, like to write down, I was putting S's by each of them to stand for the symmetrical, but now I'm like, well, let's put S's next to it so it's 1 attack for A, and then S for seal, and P for panda. So 1 attack panda. Let's have 1 mid panda and 1 defense panda. And then we'll also have, yeah, I guess we could do 3 and 3. We'll have 1 defense seal. So the little map down here, there we go. Now let me put in, I'm going to put the flags, let's see. So we're doing a little bit of asymmetrical now. So it's not quite. So we have 1 flag here, and then the other one's down more in the corner. So, well, let's see if I can kind of do this thing. So we have the, yeah, I'm not good at this. I haven't done this. I haven't practiced this. Okay, so we have, on the SEAL team, we have 2 people going in for attack and then 1 defending. On the Panda team, we have a group of 1 person doing this, or each doing a specific job. So 1 panda will be guarding the flag. 1 panda will be going back and forth as needed, and then 1 panda is mainly in it to get the flag. So from that, with it being potentially asymmetrical for this example, since I already started with the symmetrical one, or I guess I've basically told the pros and cons of symmetrical and asymmetrical games throughout. I don't know if it's as effective as I thought it was going to be, but we're trying. So what this game boils down to, or this small little game of 3 people, the attacks are going to go in. The defense will, or the defense might be able to hold them off. If they're able to hold it off, it could look like a very similar game of like 2 attacks on each side going for the flag. Or the mid could end up, let's say it's like real life. If the mid's going to act as like a jailer, tag up the 2 people on the 2 attackers. So let's add like jails. Let's make it like real life. So we have a jail down here and a jail up here. So it's this little jail here. Since the panda team is the one that has 1 of each. So let's see if I can find, so those 2 attack seals are going to come in, but then the mid and the defense is going to take them out. So then they're going to go to the jail. So then all three of them are gonna go to this other side and attack the one defense seal, get the flag, and come back. So that's like potentially an ideal scenario for the team that's specializing in being one of each versus just all attack. But all attack could just one distract the defense and then go in and go back to the other side. So there's a lot of things that can happen. Big maps, like if you're playing a map that takes like 1 or 2 minutes to like cross it fully, I think the biggest map I know like takes like 1.5 minutes to like cross the map and then come back is like 3. Well, I don't know if it's that long, but it's just big compared to the rest of the map. So that map, it's like that one you can't really, I mean, people will spawn back at defense, but it takes a long time to get to everyone. So it's like sort of like playing in college, like in the dark, like using the whole campus. Like it's just so big. The problem with that is you get less action. There's not as much conflict. And I mean, in a computer game, like you can kind of have camping going on, but in real life, there will be the person like looking for the hidden flag, or like people defending, like they might get some action, but anyone else who's mid or just like if their one area is not being attacked or looked at, like that's a very slow game, or tempo's lost and it's like not as fun. So being able to create a game experience that not only benefits like the players who are attacking or defending and facing the most people coming at them, like while that is important, like making sure that other people are still getting still having fun is what I guess I'm trying to get at. Let's see. So we've talked about the definition, my experience. We've done examples. Yeah, I guess it's a bit early to do like an ending point, but I think I'm still going to kind of do it now and then open the floor up to having more comments come in, or people wanting to share their experiences with area control, or more like talking. So my ending point is more on well, let's go to the page to make sure I don't mess this up. I mean, how can I mess this up? I don't know. Oh, I can have pages stick together. That's what I can do. Yep. There it goes. So my overarching point is players want to take roles that they like to play, not necessarily roles they dislike. I mean, in Capture the Flag, a lot of people don't really care for defense. A lot of people want to go attack. And as you can see from the poll I did, not too many. I mean, we didn't have a big poll, but we had most people said attack. I mean, mid is like the all-arounder or fill in as needed, but not everyone really wants to play defense, and I get that. Defense can have just as much action as attack, but you don't get to feel like the leader or the one who did it all. I mean, yes, like if you think of like hockey, for example, or soccer, like the goalie is just as important as the rest of the star players in the game if they can keep people at bay. So my point for this is create roles that people want to play, is kind of what this Capture the Flag talk is about. But yes, free space, bingo. People, I'm gonna review my notes and see if there's anything else I really want to add in here. But I'm opening the floor for people to say different things about area control or express things that they like, dislike about capture flag and that sort of thing, or if they want to get rid of elimination and just replace it with respawning points and stuff like that. Like, you can do that. Comments, again, I'm going to be right here looking at notes for just a few moments, and if not, we might close it out early, I guess. I don't really know how this goes. Okay. So we covered that. And gonna also check Discord to see. Nope, no one's really talking in panel watch party. So I had that. And if there was like a bigger group of people, I was thinking of doing like Four Corners capture the flag. And the two other animals you would have gotten to pick from are squirrels and dolphins. So if someone wants to make a comment that they would have picked a squirrel or a dolphin over a seal or a panda, share that in the comments. So let's see. I guess I can tie back to talking more about mids. So having a mid, or I mean, for me, kind of, or I consider myself an experienced player for at least Sauerbraten and like going to the different maps and figuring them out. I'm like the more tricky or highly technical moves, like I can't always get those. But playing a certain map over and over and just seeing a pattern developed of like, hey, when I'm on this side, the other team grabs my flag, goes around the corner, takes this jump up to the roof, and then like climbs across the ceiling, but they have to do a double jump, and then flies to the other side of the board and quickly goes to the flag. Okay, so one of my favorite parts of playing capture the flag in real life is creating diversions and distractions as part of strategy. If you were designing a CTF board game, how would you incorporate that element, or would you not? Since the entire board game can be seen by everyone. So the game that I'm kind of bringing to Unpub is sort of, because I really enjoy capture the flag, it is sort of area control, but I still have a lot of work to do, and I'm like hoping I have time to finish. So we'll see. Well, that's why I haven't really advertised too much about. I mean, yes, I've posted my stuff on Twitter, and you can, let's see, Twitter handle somewhere down there, Card Game Design 1. But yeah, I've been posting pictures of my shopping mall themed board game. But back to the question. So using a distraction. If you like being able to like have something look like something else, like just, I mean, you can have a goal in the game, but okay. Now a little bit backstory. So I played chess in high school, and the security guard at my school, who was like the best, or who was the one we really played for chess, he told me, don't just look for chess, look for checkmates. So in games, I kind of look for the one move that I can kind of assassinate the other player. Or if you watch like Assassination Classroom, yeah, like Nagisa. But anyways, so you're gonna look to do something that is something that the other player can't ignore. Like make them think you're doing something that you're not actually doing. Like have like move towards something with like a bigger force, but then have the ability to do something else. Like have something where you have multiple options available to you. I don't know, like depending on how the game's laid out, it might just be like this looks like the obvious choice, but being able to create a game that has multiple situations of multiple interesting decisions is kind of something I guess we all kind of aspire to do in some regard. So it's not necessarily boring, but let me read that question again, because sometimes I just get off on tangents and feel like I'm not really connecting with the person. But let's see. How do I incorporate the element, or would I not incorporate it? I think I would try to incorporate some sort of diversion. I mean, with in the video game setting, at least, like when the flag's captured, like you're notified. There's like a sound, and you can see it on the map where the flag is. But one of the things you don't see, obviously, is you just see your team. You don't see the other players. One thing that a mid player might do, they might be more like the damage player or the person that's like racking up all the kills, but not really focused on capturing the flag per se. Or like me, I mean, I do want to score the most flags, or I want my team to score the most flags, but I also want my accuracy to be the best accuracy shown at the end. So creating a bluff, like I guess I would like to create opportunities where my players would be able to make it look like they're doing something. But your question is more like, how would you incorporate the element of diversion? So, that is a tough one. Or I might have already said something that could cover it, but I'm trying to think of specific examples, and I'm just like, I don't know. I do think there's like more avenues to do like capture the flag type games and not have it just be like, this is a rolling game. Like Risk is a rolling game. I mean, I haven't played a lot of the games outside of like the war type games for area control, so I can't speak for it. Like there's probably games that have done more with that, and I'm just oblivious, and I'm sorry for all those people who watch for more area control. I'm capture the flag focused, not as much area control, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping someone got something out of this. Just one person, please. But yeah, like having a CTF board game, just being able to hold different points. Well, not necessarily hold. It depends on how you do it. Because like being in a locked state of battle, like isn't always the most fun. Or I don't know. Like whenever I've played like Twilight Imperium 3, yes, I know there's a 4. I haven't played it yet. Just being locked in battle and just having to roll so many dice, or just getting stuck like on the corner or on the edge of that one hexagon. It's just like, can can the game flow a bit faster? I don't know. I just want like a board game, but I don't ever finish. Like there's just games where I'm playing this one game and we don't finish. I want to finish, but I don't know. I mean, Game of Thrones second edition board game. I've gotten to 6 strongholds out of the 7, and then by the end of next turn, I was down to 2, so I lost. But I still have that fun moment of like all the guys sitting around me. We're playing with 6 players. Like they feel threatened by me, and it's just like women power. I mean, okay. I was Baratheon, so if I'd taken the reach, I might have been able to get up to 7, but I didn't see it. I was also thinking I was going to be spread too thin, but I should have probably gone for it because I was at 6. But, yeah, we have like 10 minutes left, roughly. Anyone else want to talk about something? Something's on their mind. Food that they're gonna have later on, or snacks. And now I'm taking a break for I've been talking for a lot, so let's do this. I need a napkin. Same. Okay. Let's see. Well, if we're not doing anything else, I guess let's just take a break to thank the Unpub Non-Pub cast. So let's thank Heather. Let's thank Ben, the mayor. If you haven't met him, you need to meet him. He's awesome. Well, there's a lot, and I just don't remember everyone's names. And I'm like, what are these people's names? I forget. Well, actually, let's go in Discord and look at admins. So we have Ben, we have David, we have Heather. Oh, let's also thank the volunteers. So we have, am I going to pronounce her name wrong? Chitty, Dave Chalker, Ian Zhang. It's Booger time. Yay. Hi, Booger. Jay Treat, and Kellen Freeman. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for this. Do I keep going? Like, I'm not really sure, or if I just do like an